The first scream cracked through the restaurant like lightning. "Who made this?" Every fork froze. Every glass stopped midair. Every conversation in the Michelin star dining room died instantly. I didn't look up from the table I was clearing, because I knew that voice. Jonathan Vail, America's loudest billionaire. The man whose food reviews could make or break a restaurant overnight. I swallowed. Please don't let this be about the dish I made. Please. But then the manager darted to his table, sweating through his suit. "Sir, what seems to be the problem?" Vail slammed his hand on the table. "This dish," he barked. "This one! Who cooked it?" The entire room stared. Some terrified, some curious, some already recording. The manager stuttered, That was, prepared by..." And then it happened. A guest near his table whispered, "Isn't that the waitress who's always carrying plates? The black girl with the braids?" Dozens of heads slowly turned toward me. My heart stopped. My hands shook. Because the truth was something no one in this room knew. Yes, I was a waitress. But late at night when the kitchen emptied, when the chefs were gone, I cooked. And one of my dishes, my grandmother's recipe, had somehow slipped into the tasting menu. I took a step back. "Please don't come for me." But the billionaire stood. Chair screeching, napkin falling, eyes locked on me. "You," he said, and the entire restaurant held its breath. I froze. "Me, sir?" "Yes, you," Vail said, walking closer. "You served me this plate. Did you make it?" I could hear my pulse pounding in my ears. Before I could speak, my manager hissed beside me, "Say no. Say no. You're a server. You don't cook." But something inside me snapped. I'd been invisible here for months, taking orders, cleaning spills, working double shifts because no one believed a girl like me belonged in a kitchen. I inhaled slowly. "Yes," I said. "I made it." Gasps cut through the room. The manager's face turned purple. "What do you think you're doing?" "You are not authorized." The billionaire held up one finger, silencing him instantly. He turned back to me. "What's your name?" "Naomi," I said. "Naomi Russell." He studied me for a long, uncomfortable moment. The kind of silence that felt like being weighed on a scale. "And where?" he asked softly. "Did you learn to cook like this?" I clenched my fists. "In my grandmother's kitchen." "In Mississippi." More whispers spread across the room. Before he could say anything else, the head chef stormed out of the kitchen, furious. "What is happening?" he roared. "Who is accusing my kitchen?" Then he saw Naomi, me, standing in front of the billionaire. "You?" he laughed. "She's just a waitress. She doesn't know the difference between a roux and a reduction." Vail raised an eyebrow. "Oh?" He gently pushed his plate toward the chef. "Then explain why this is the best dish I've had in 10 years. The chef's jaw dropped. The manager choked. Guests murmured in disbelief. All eyes were on me now, and for the first time, I didn't look away. Vail sat back down slowly, staring at the plate like it was a map to buried treasure. "Naomi," he said, "this dish, what do you call it?" My throat tightened. "Brown butter pecan chicken. My grandmother's recipe. She raised me in her kitchen. Every flavor you tasted, that's her." The billionaire nodded, quiet, thoughtful. Then he said, "Bring me another plate." The head chef exploded. "Absolutely not. I refuse to let some waitress..." Vail didn't even look at him. "Then you're fired." Gasps erupted again. The chef went pale. You can't do that." "I own controlling shares in this restaurant," Vail said calmly. "I can fire anyone I please." The chef stormed out, defeated. I stood frozen, my hands shaking. I whispered, "Sir, I'm not a trained chef." Vail lifted his glass. "Good. Trained chefs lose soul. You? You cook with memory." He leaned forward. "I want to meet the woman who taught you this." My eyes burned. "She passed away last year." The billionaire softened for the first time. "I see. He stood. "Naomi Russell," he announced to the entire restaurant. "I would like to offer you a full culinary scholarship. Any school, any state, paid in full." Every fork clattered. Every phone came up. Everyone stared at the black waitress whose world just changed. But that wasn't the end. He held out his hand. "And when you're done," he said, "I want you to take the executive chef position in my new restaurant." My breath caught. "Me, a head chef?" "No," Vale said with a grin. "The head chef." The room erupted in applause. But I still had one question. "Sir, how did my dish even reach your table?" He smirked. "That's the part I'm curious about." The manager looked like he wanted to evaporate. I turned to him slowly. "Mr. Lawson, did you submit my dish as Chef Daniels?" He didn't answer. Vale stepped in front of him. "Well?" The manager stuttered, sweating through his collar. It was a mistake. No, it was Daniel needed help. No, And then he muttered the real truth under his breath. "No one would take a dish seriously from you." Whispers exploded. Phones zoomed in. The manager's eyes widened. No, wait." Vale snapped his fingers. 2 security staff walked over instantly. "Escort him out, permanently." The waiter who had spent months ignoring me, criticizing me, telling me to stick to serving, was dragged through the lobby as the entire restaurant watched. My eyes watered, not with sadness, but with justice. After the chaos calmed, the billionaire stood in front of me again. "Naomi," he said softly, "why haven't you tried to become a chef before now?" I stared at the apron in my hands. "Because every time I tried, someone told me I wasn't good enough. Not skilled enough, not trained enough, not the right fit." Vale tilted his head. "You want to know why this dish is perfect?" I nodded. He pointed to my heart. "Because you cook from here. You're not guessing. You're remembering." Tears finally spilled down my cheeks. I whispered, "My grandmother used to say, 'Food is the memory of people you refuse to forget.'" Vale smiled. "Then you, Naomi Russell, are about to make the whole world remember you." The room broke into applause again. Guests stood from their seats. People recorded the moment. Strangers hugged me. And for the first time in my entire life, I felt like I wasn't invisible. That night, I walked into the kitchen, not as a waitress, but as a chef